Welcome. This is Debrief episode 28 Miami. And I know the recording's a little bit late. We're trying to get on top of these recordings and we're slowly getting there. But before we start getting into this Miami GP, I want everybody to smack that like button on YouTube. If you're watching on audio, remember on the podcast, on iTunes or Spotify, you can always recommend the video and like the video as well. So enough of that selling the product. Whatever product we're talking about. The debrief, Miami. What a weekend it was for Lando Norris. I was so happy. That two reasons why I was happy. Three reasons. One, a British driver done it. Two, someone else apart from Max done it. And three, I think there's more positives now coming to this season. Maybe it's not going to be a one-horse race like everybody predicted at the beginning of the season. I said, look, let's wait for at least 8-9 races in, and then we can determine who's going to win the title and who's going to run away with it. Because at the beginning of the season, when Max Verstappen won, everybody was saying, it's going to be Max Verstappen, it's going to be Max Verstappen. And I thought to myself, no, it's too early in the season. It's a long season. It's the longest season ever in Formula One history. Other teams have still got to bring their upgrades. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. And now we've got not just Ferrari, who are snipping at Red Bull's heels. We've also got the McLaren car as well. The McLaren car is looking probably not the second best, not the second fastest car on the grid. Third, but not far off Ferrari. And Lando Norris had a stunk of a race. Absolutely amazing. Because with Lando Norris, when he first came in, he was a rookie, and you know how Lando Norris was. He used to joke around a lot, and he used to just like drive the car, and sometimes he wasn't really clued up on the tires. Now you can see that he's more clever with the tires. He's getting more clever with the tires. That comes with experience, strategy as well, calling the shots in the cockpit, saying, I don't want to come in at this time, I want to come in at this lap. All that comes with experience, because when you're a rookie, you don't really hear that from a rookie. But Lando Norris has been in Formula One for a while, and you can see that experience is coming in now. And I think Lando Norris is going to win the world title one day. Do I think he's going to win a world title in this season? I don't know yet, but he's looking good in that McLaren. So McLaren driver Lando Norris added his name to the list of Formula One race winners with a sensational breakthrough victory in Sunday's Miami GP, overhauling Red Bull rival Max Verstappen to take the checkered flag. So this was Lando Norris's first race win. And he said, I think when he was getting interviewed at the end, he was saying he probably would have liked it in being in Silverstone, but it happened here in Miami. But he's still happy. He got the race win. He finally got a race win. Everybody was congratulating him. He was well deserved. He called it right. People are going to talk about the safety car, but I still think if it weren't for the safety car, I think he still would have got him. And that goes back to my point that me and Toto talked about on our last stream. I said, look, that Red Bull car is fast. Very fast. And last season and the season before, they used to win races by 20, 25 seconds, even 30 seconds. But you don't tend to see that now because the other teams are starting to catch on. And this is what happens when the regulations change. Sometimes when the regulations change, you always get the one team, like Ferrari did back in the day, and Mercedes and Red Bull. They'll pull out in front probably for about 2 seasons. And then you'll see that the other teams will start to learn the way of the new regulations, and they'll slowly catch up. And this is what we're seeing now. I'm probably looking at this situation now with Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren, and I think that McLaren is in there with a fight for being world champions in constructors, because I think the 3 teams, Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren, and after today's performance from Lando Norris, I think he's going to do well. And I wouldn't be surprised if the last part of the season, the last 6 races of the season, that he's going to be in there. A little bit like 2013, when you had, I think there was about 3 or 4 teams in it then. You had McLaren, Red Bull, you had Ferrari, and I think even maybe Mercedes as well. That was all in there with a fight. And I can see that happening again. I don't see Mercedes getting anywhere. I think Mercedes have completely failed. But I think that McLaren is going to be in there with a fight, especially with Charles Leclerc with the Ferraris. But Lando Norris is absolutely amazing. Yeah, because Norris ran sixth in the early stages of the race, which he did with fast starting team mate Oscar Piastri. See, Oscar Piastri being a rookie, I know it's his second season, but he's still new to Formula One. I think as a backup driver, he's going to help out Lando Norris. I think when it comes to that part of the season, when he knows that if Lando Norris starts pulling away regarding points, I think probably Zach Brown will probably call it in and say, look, help Lando Norris win the title and support him winning the title. And the next season, you'll have your turn. It's not going to happen yet because it's too soon in the season. I think maybe when it gets about Silverstone after, probably Zach Brown will probably call it in. Whoever's in front, they'll say, right, you got to support this guy. But the way Lando Norris is driving at the moment, you could see that it was coming eventually at the beginning of the season. You could see the potential was there. And he's a lot more mature, which is always a good thing. He's a lot more mature. And he looks more serious, and he looks like he wants to be. He looks like a world champion in the making. You know, a world champion in the making. So it says on here, basically, it says Norris ran sixth in the early stages of the race. With a fast starting teammate Oscar Piastri, the McLaren man who initially looked most likely to cause an upset, but a safety car at the midway point played perfectly into the Britain's hands after he extended his opening stint. Norris emerged from the pits in the lead, with Verstappen demoted to second. But people are going to say, look, at the end of the day, it was a safety car. It wasn't a safety car because if you remember, even at the beginning of the season, I won't say the beginning of the season, last season, Max Verstappen could be in third or fourth place, but he'd still catch up the front. He's not doing that now. That car, that Red Bull car, the way you beat the Red Bull car is once you're in front of that Red Bull car, and I'm talking about the McLarens or the Ferraris, not Mercedes. Mercedes again, is in an utter mess, and they've acknowledged that already. If you're driving a McLaren, you're driving a Ferrari, and you're in front of that Red Bull, that's your best chance of winning. That is your best chance of winning, because a Red Bull car, in my opinion, and the way I've analysed it and the way I've studied it, it doesn't really do good when there's a car in front of them in dirty air, as we call it. That's a terminology that we call it in Formula One, the dirty air. That means when another car is behind, another car chasing. Some cars do good in dirty air, the Red Bull don't. When the Red Bull's out in front, then it's a completely different matter. Completely different matter. Different situation, different scenario. But when they're behind the car, that's when they tend to struggle, and it showed it today. It was a cool, it's only a quote, a cool, calm and collective performance. Thereafter, a balanced approach by Lando Norris. There was no stopping Lando Norris from bashing the demons of the near miss at the 2021 Russia. Remember the 2021 Russia when he was in front and then the rain come out and then he slipped? When he slipped and they told him to pit and he never pitted, he stayed out. That was in 2021. Them demons are gone now. He's won his race. He finally won his race. Like he said, he wanted to do it at Silverstone, but he done it here. So, it says on here, Grand Prix and becoming a race winner at the 110th time of asking. Finally, a race winner, Lando Norris. Do I think he's just going to stop at one or two races this season? No. This is not going to be the last race that Lando Norris misses. No way. I mean, and that he wins. I think he could win the world title. Serious talk. I think he can win the world title. He's in a good car. He's got a good team. He's got good engineers around him. The McLaren guys love him. All the love goes into Lando Norris. And why not? He could win this world title. And like I said, all the strategies are going to come out. Yeah, it's the tyres. No. What it boils down to, he was getting pressured by Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen couldn't get the job done. That's where you need to be pointing your energy. Max Verstappen couldn't get the job done. He had enough laps to do it. But like I said, the cars are starting to catch up now. 2 years ago, even last year, Max Verstappen would have caught him up. Easy, no problem, but it's not happening now. Because like I said, the teams have started to clock on. The cars are getting faster. And that's all I got to say, man. All I can say is congratulations to Lando Norris. This is a quick debrief. Congratulations to Lando Norris. Congratulations to McLaren. I hope McLaren get back to their winning ways. Because back in the day, we all know that McLaren used to dominate. And it's about time they get their win again. I want to see Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri get their W more times this season. Nobody wants to see Max Verstappen. It's not even just about Max Verstappen. Nobody wants to see one single driver winning every single race. That's not why we watch Formula One. We watch Formula One for excitement and overtakes, not just one man winning a race every single week. It's boring. It's absolutely boring. That's why the TV rating probably tanks. So this is me signing out, Solo P1. Remember to hit that like button, and if you're on YouTube, and if you're watching it through or listening to it through the audio, remember to follow me on iTunes and Spotify. Remember to recommend the video as well. See you later, guys. Big ups, everybody. This is a quick debrief, episode 28, Miami. So see you later, guys. Bye.